podcast. Hey, make sure y'all go on our page at the BMM Podcast. And hey, we have it here. We have another guest, another special guest, which is my financial advisor, Lawanda Anderson. All right, and she's going to give an introduction about herself. Y'all know my boy Eder, he on the podcast as well. All right, but we're gonna allow Lawanda to give a introduction of herself. And can you just kind of just give us, just let the people know like about you and just your upbringing, your education, your experience, and are you from Cincinnati? Just little things like that. Like we want to know everything. We want to be
all right.
nosy.
Okay. Yes, I grew up in Cincinnati. I went to Hughes High School, class of '97, baby. Yes, and we about to have a reunion, so make sure you get your tickets and be there. Anyway, that's a shameless plug. No. I'm not the organizer. I'm not the organizer.
That's mad respect to people who do that organization class stuff.
That is not me. Let's just say that. Anyway, but yeah. So I went to Hughes. I graduated in '97. I went to Brown. I went to UC first, and then situations happened, and I didn't get a chance to finish at that time. And then I ended up getting a business degree some years later. I'm a single mom. My daughter will be 19 on Thursday.
19. Wow. Congrats.
So yes.
Yeah, that's what's up.
So that's just me. How did I get into finance? I was actually just telling these guys that I actually just got into it. It wasn't a thing that I was searching for or anything like that. Probably about 14, now it's been about 14 years. Me and a friend of mine, we used to do these annual goal settings, right? And that year, the theme of our goal was intentional. Everything that we wanted to do, we wanted to be intentional about doing it. So if it was something that was going to get us closer to a goal or get us something bigger, we wanted it to be intentional. So I ended up getting introduced to a company, liking what I heard about the company. So I was intentional about it. I'm like, okay, if this is going to get me closer to my goals, I just did it. And I ended up learning so much and becoming passionate about what I learned, and then sharing that information with other people. And here I am today, 14 years later. I'm a licensed financial coach. I have a life insurance license. I have an investment license, and I also have a mortgage license.
Ooh,
you deep.
The whole 9, almost.
Well, I mean, it's probably less than 25% of the population has all 3 licenses.
Wow. That's dope. Big ups to me for having you in my space. Definitely gonna need you.
So can we talk about, like, I don't know if we want to get into
it
yet, but goals. Like, I think that's very important, like especially in younger people's lives now, and just me in my personal, growth in life. Learning, understanding how to set goals. What do you think is? You said that you wanted to follow, and you got into a spot where it would push you towards your goal. So, can you explain that? How do you go about setting your goals?
Goals is the way of life. Like if you don't have a direction that you're going into, you're going through the world aimlessly, and so goals give you direction. I want to get here. I need a way to get there. Goals gives you the map. It's the road map to get to where you want to go, period. I feel like everybody should have a goal for whatever whatever your desire is, whether it's financial, whether it's personal or whatever. Everybody should have a goal of going after something. Now, having the goal and achieving the goal are 2 different things, right? So you have to set goals. They should be what's called SMART goals. They should be measurable. They should be easy to transfer, like easy to say. They should be exercise. You need to implement those goals. They need to be, you need to have a timetable set for those goals. Hey, I want to have $10,000 by the end of the year. What do I need to do that? So you begin with the end in mind. Begin with, this is where I want to be, and then back yourself up to where you are and say, hey, this is what I need to do to get here. And so, for example, hey, I want to save $10,000 in a year. Okay. On a monthly basis, that's $800. I need to save $800 in 1 year to have $10,000 in cash at the end of the year. So if I want to do that, do I want to do it within a 2-year period? I know what the end result is. $10,000 is the end result. Okay, I'm starting there. How fast do I want to do it? Can I do it in a year? Do I need to do it in 2 years? Right? Do I need to do it in 3 years? The math is easy. I just need to figure out the timetable of when I want to do it, give myself a date, and then systematically do it. And that's it. I mean, goals is about discipline, and most people just don't have the discipline. If you set the action and you create the discipline, you'll achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve.
That was amazing, by the way, that you just kind of just spit all that out.
Man, put the pieces
right
of the
there.
puzzle
Yeah,
together.
how to actually do that. So you got it in your head. For somebody who doesn't have it in their head, like, and can just understand it like that, because you've been doing it for a while. Like, what are the action steps of how to
Write it out.
Yeah,
Written goals. Write it out. I will write it out daily. Write it out every day. Whatever your goal is, write it down every day. It needs to be in your face, and you need to see it every day. You need to keep looking at what you're trying to achieve. Stay focused on that. Don't get distracted with everything. Everything in life is going to happen, and you got to be okay with, okay, this is going to happen. Do I stop what I'm trying to reach to focus on this?
right.
You got to give everything its proper time, but I gotta stay on my goal, and I gotta get there, because you can get there. Sometimes you can get there faster than what you think you can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But once you start setting that discipline, it's funny. Before we jumped on here, we were talking about exercising, right? And so for me, when I want to get disciplined, the very first thing I start with is exercising, because it's one of those mental things. It's like I'm putting myself through this challenging. I'm gonna be in pain. My body gonna be hurting. Like, oh my God, I can't think straight. Why am I putting myself through this, right? But once you start to get your rhythm, now it feels different.
Right.
Oh man, I feel good. Now I'm getting up. Okay, now, so once you can get your mind into this mental place of, can I control my mind to get what I want? Anything about a goal is not letting the
roadblocks,
wants get in the way of what you need to be doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I need to be doing this, but I want to do this.
Right.
And so most people stop doing what they need to do because they're doing what they want to do. And 9 times out of 10, what you want to do is not getting you to the goal. So discipline is doing the things that you need to do when you don't feel like doing them, and you do them to get to the end of the goal, to get to the end result. So that's what that is.
So the more money, more problems. Like, I know we've all heard that saying, more money, more problems. So could you talk about that a little bit? Like, why do people they always say the more money you have, the more problems that you have. Do you think that's actually true from your own personal experience, or if you want to like generalize it? But what you think?
The reason people there's 2 different avenues of this. I feel like when people have more money, the reason that they have more problems is because they don't have the financial literacy.
There it is.
To manage or maintain the more money.
Right.
So they create more problems with not having the financial literacy. So I'll give you an example. Just a simple example. I win the lottery. All right. What happens to most people when they win the lottery, right? They, a month later, 2 months later, give them a year. Let's give them a year. They living their life for the next year. And then all of a sudden they're back to ground zero. And it's like, well, dang, you got more money.
Right.
Why you ain't in a better place? Well, if I don't have the capacity or the literacy to manage the $1,000 that I've been getting, if I get $1 million, there's no change in my thought process. There's no change in my learning. I'm still going to be in the same situation. So that's what creates more money, more problems, is not having the financial literacy. The basic literacy of what to do with money, how to manage it, those basic things is the reason why people cause more problems for themselves. Now, there's different situations. We all have I'm rich now my whole family hate me, or everybody asking me for money and this, that, and the third. Those aren't more problems. A lot of people, I get a lot of people who say, well, I don't want to chase money, or I don't want to Money's going to make me, listen, money is just an object. It's just a tool that we use to do things, right? So when people, your relationship with money and how you view money is correlated related to how you keep it. Right. So if I have this, I don't like wealthy people. I don't know about that. And that's for those people. And, well, I'm always broke. Quit saying those things, right? You're speaking lack over your life when we keep saying, I don't have this, or I can't have that, or we can't never do this. That's where it comes from. And so when you get you're doing more of the things that you speaking about. Oh, I'm always broke. Right. I'm always this. So what you do with your money? You spend it all and then you look up, oh, I'm broke. So it's just what we're speaking over our lives. So we just got to watch what we say. You got to watch what we say, and then create the financial. Learn. Go to a credit. I was about to say a credit counselor. No, but that's not what I meant. But go to learn some financial. Go to some financial classes. Learn about money and what to do with it. So when you do obtain it and you do start to create that wealth for yourself, you can keep it. I'm going to tell you my little secret for me. If I win the lottery tomorrow, I'm getting an annuity. I'm going to get it's called an immediate annuity. It means it's going to pay me right away and it's going to pay me forever. That's me personally. I'm not even old enough for the annuity, but if I got a lot of money, that's the first thing I'll do, because I want to keep it. Right. So how can I keep it and it can pay me an income for the rest of my life? If it's a lot of money, that's what baseball players and football players, that's why it can pay them forever. If you don't have anybody advising you about what to do with it, you're gonna do what you know.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I want to say one thing too though about it being broke. I say I'm broke too, but I just don't spend my money on bullshit. So I'm broke when I don't want to do something. You feel me?
So just change your language. You can be having I'm having a financial challenge right now, or or I'm just not in that space yet, or whatever. But never speak the things that you don't want over your life. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's for anything. People, it's females out here like, I want to be married and this, that, and third. And then they go around saying, oh man, it's dogs. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, which one do you want? You want to marry or do you want to be with the dogs? So because
the dogs.
And you wonder why the dogs keep coming. You speaking them into your life. So yeah, we just gotta watch what we say.
And another thing on the more money, more problems, it's like you gotta look at it in a sense of when you have more money, like now you gotta find more ways to distribute that money, because that's where it's going to be good problems, not necessarily bad problems. I mean, the bad problems are going to come for sure, but just think about the good problems that come with it as well.
Yeah, you can serve more. You can do more. There's a lot of things that you can do more when you have more, but just think about it like this. Most people live in survival mode. Yeah. So when I'm in a place of I can thrive, when I have more, I'm still thinking in survival mode. Right. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm in a different season of my life. I'm in my thriving period, but I'm still thinking or acting like I'm trying to survive, and I'm not. So I'm not progressing the way I should be, because I'm not. It's not. I gotta go change my whole lifestyle to look good for people. Now, if that's your thing, that's your thing. I'm not. There's no right or wrong thing. However, the challenge is if I'm still thinking I'm trying to survive, I could be I could be having the wrong relationship with money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So now money ain't really flowing to me the way it should be, or it's not coming because I don't have the right flow or relationship with money, so it's not flowing to me the way it could be.
Nah, definitely. You definitely.
Yeah, so what do you think about the 50-30 20 rule?
Yes.
What do you think about that? Like, how should
simple
people
budget
that money?
Yes,
what is that,
10%.
Yeah.
Okay. So I do 10-10 50-30. Okay, so 10% savings off the top. Pay yourself first. First. Pay yourself first. 10% is tithing or giving. Okay. There's a book called Beyond Blessed. It's a great book about tithing, and I believe there is a power to giving and reaping of what you give. So tithe or give 10%. 50% should go towards your bills and debt, and then 30% is you. What you know, your haircuts, your food money, your the dog got to eat or whatever, gas. Your 30% is the remaining 30% is all of those things.
The dog got to eat, huh?
Dog
If,
gotta
if
eat.
you if you got a dog, I don't have a dog because don't know dog got to eat in my house.
What brought that, for you? Like, what made you choose that strategy? Why was that a good one for you?
I heard it from another financial advisor,
Okay,
and when I really when the way she broke it down, I was like, you know what, that is right.
Yeah.
It's just okay. Think about it like this: everything that we get in life comes with an instruction manual, right? So you get the cell phone, you pull out the little thing. Okay, this is how you turn it on. This is how you do this. This is how you do this, right? But when we get our paychecks, do your paycheck come with an instruction manual?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Low
it
key.
doesn't.
I mean, it say income, taxes.
No. It's
but
not telling
it's
you
not
what to do
explaining.
with it. It's telling you
what
how
to
they
do
gave
with
your money away.
Yeah,
They just
basically.
giving you an itemized system of how,
Right.
this is what we did with your money before we gave it to you. That's what they doing.
Yeah.
So think about it. If you had a systematic way of, okay, every time I get a check, 10%, 10%. And it's funny because when I've sat down with clients and we just did this simple math, we didn't do a big plan or nothing. We just sit down and say, okay, this is you saying this is the money that you got coming in, and you feel like you don't have any. Let's do this. So 10% going here, 10% going, and they looking like, dang, it look I can do that.
Right.
But so then it comes down to what is their discipline? What are they really? So they got to be honest with themselves. What are you really doing with your money when you can see on paper this is what you make. This is what you should be doing. This is what it can do. And then they're like, but I don't ever see this much money, or I don't ever. We'll try it for the next 30 days.
I don't know if you can disclose this information, but what type of things do you see? Like, if you say, I want you to spend 10% on this as a financial advisor, what are people going more towards? They trying to do more towards leisure, or more people throwing money
Most people,
towards?
no. Most people money going towards debt. The majority of people money is the majority of their money is going towards debt. And the challenge in that is they can't reach the goals that they want, which is retirement and things of that nature. They can't do the goals that they want to do because the majority of their money is going towards debt. So once we solve this debt problem, then or this debt challenge, then we can do more with our money.
You trying to drop some free game now for the people? How can they?
What is that? How could
what is debt? Okay, debt is in financial land, debt is just like buying debt. Like if I'm buying a debt or a bond, I'm just buying the debt of a company. So if somebody owes something, they have to pay it back. It's a debt. Okay, I have a loan against something. It's considered a debt. Anything that you have to pay somebody back, it's a debt, right? So that's just you. Right? It's an IOU. It's an IOU, right? It's just an IOU, and that's kind of what credit is. IOU on paper. It's like you can't necessarily see the money, but it's just IOU on paper. So if there's and so I was looking at this. What is good debt and what is bad debt, right? So and this is my opinion, so you take it or leave it. Good debt is debt that creates assets for you. All right, so it can make me more money. I can a house, right? I buy a property, right? I can live in that property. I can rent out that property, right? I get equity in that property. So if I buy a house, I buy it for 100,000, but the value of it is 250. I have instant equity in that house, right? So now I can create a cash flow for myself. I got some value because I can do, flexibility. Hey. So it's an asset. Now it's still debt.
Right.
It got to be paid off, but it's a debt that can create me more money. Now,
if you know what you're doing.
Speaking of that, we building a lot of houses in Cincinnati, Ohio. I don't know if y'all seen that.
A lot of development.
Yeah,
a lot of development.
It's a lot of building that's going on right now.
It is. So, but we have to get in on it because I feel like the gentrification, which we all know is happening in our city. The challenge is, are we recognizing it? Are we just watching it Or are we trying to get in on it? Are we trying to figure out how can we own our block? Like it's apartments that we grew up in downtown. People, I'm looking like, wait a minute, those the drug dudes hanging out in the corner, and y'all paying $2,000 for rent or mortgage or whatever. Like, really? This is what we doing. So it's just bananas that where we grew up at, and now to walk those same neighborhoods and it costs you 10 times what it costs to live there. And it's like, wait a minute, I know this building very well.
Right.
And so it's just different to see your city change like that. So but we need to get in on it now. I feel like I don't know who's watching, but our community, we need to get in on it.
Black people.
Yes.
Folks.
Yes.
We are black.
Yes. The melanin magic. We need to get in on it because that's what creates wealth for our families. That's what we're leaving behind the properties. We're creating legacies, and it starts with those type of things. We have to learn, get educated, know what to do with our money, and then start investing in things that could pay us later. Pay it. Hey, I can buy this building now. I can own another property. I can do whatever. And now I'm a landlord. You're a landlord. Now your taxes is different. There's things that you can benefit from doing those things. But we have to learn them. We have to learn them for ourselves.
So with that being said, if we didn't get in on those type of projects, is there something else that people can do as far as from an investing standpoint?
Yeah. Oh,
Like, could you give them?
Okay, so there's so many ways to invest money. Real estate is just a piece of it. All right. Just think about the pie when it comes to people spending their money. 25% of everybody's dollar is spent on rent or mortgage. Okay. 25% of everybody's dollar is spent on rent or mortgage. So so when you're looking at that, you're like, okay, well, right, okay.
Yeah.
So another like 10% is spent on insurance. 5% of everybody's dollar is spent on food. 5% of everybody, so a nickel of everybody's dollar is spent on food.
Gotta eat.
But no, hold on. Think about the industries that compete for that 5%. Grocery stores, corner stores, every restaurant, food trucks. They're all competing for 5% of our dollar.
Market sharing. That's what that's called.
So you got to know, hey, how can I get into an industry where I can capture the market? Like, well, okay, so it's money over here, it's money over there. How can I capture the market? For me personally, is learning how to leverage. Okay, so leverage is using. There's only two things we can leverage. Okay, as people, right? Money and time. All right. So when we can leverage money, hey, I can do whatever I want with my time because I can make my money work for me. Leveraging time, we all only have 24 hours in a day. So how do I leverage time? Well, I build a team. And now because I'm building a team, now me and my team can go out and get the goal done. And I have my 24 hours, his 24 hours, his 24 hours, his 24 hours, his and his. So now I got more 24 hours to get more things done. That's why employers stay rich. They using your 24 hours. They getting 8 hours of your 24 hours, right? And they're saying, hey, how can we grow what we want to grow? How can we build what we want to build? Well, we gonna leverage. Hey, if we can hire some employees and get them to do this job, hey, I can go to the beach because the system running, right?
Yeah,
and so
systems.
we have to learn how to leverage and collaborate. So I think a lot of things where people feel I can't collaborate with this person because I don't know, oh, they gonna try to steal my business or or no, we partnering to create more, right? So for me as a financial coach, hey, I need to partner with real estate agents because I know that if I and I have a mortgage license, but if I sit down with a real estate agent and I'm like, hey, you only getting 25% of the market, let me show you how to get 80. right? Because
Right.
I can teach them that and show them how to get 80% of the market share. So when they sitting down with a family, they're not just getting the 25%. They getting the rest of it that they're leaving money on the table. And the reason they're leaving money on the table is because they're not connected with somebody who can help them get the rest of the money, right? If you already got the relationship and I teach you how to do that, oh well, hey, now I can get more market share. Right. I just started working with a young lady, and I won't put her name or her business out there, but she's a virtual assistant, right? And so when when I talk to her, I'm like, listen, so you got your business, how can you separate yourself from everybody else? Right?
Yeah.
And so I said, let me give you an idea. I say, if I helped you get licensed in the financial industry, how much more could you serve the people that you're serving? And what other assistant knows is going to know what you know?
Right.
That's how you dominate your market.
Yeah.
You put yourself in a position where can't nobody compete with you. Now they got to come join you.
It's called a moat.
So now they got to come join you, and that's how we can all build. And so learning how to leverage our times and connect with people. I think credit counselors and tax advisors and all of these people, and I'm just using those because that's the industry that I'm in, but everybody should be having some type of collaboration. If you own a food truck, you need to have a person that does cupcakes and stuff. Hey, we got the food over here, but we need desserts too. Yep. You know what I mean? You probably need to have a marketing team, or create you a little team, and that's how we build communities, right? That's how you build co-ops, right? Everybody has a specific thing that they're interested in, but we put those resources together. Now we can take over our communities. So learning how to leverage each other's time and not feeling like I'm not stealing anything from you. I'm making you better and you making me better. I don't know your industry, right? But you don't know mine. But if I give you some knowledge and you give me some knowledge, now we can grow together.
Off top.
Group economics.
And I think about like this. Think about the Verizon commercial, right? So the Verizon commercial they used to have, and you have your network, and it'd be like 50 million people, walking behind you, right? So everybody has their network, right? So if I partner with Eder. I was about to say your name wrong. Right. So if I partner with Eder, right? So Eder got his network, I got mine. Well, he don't have access to these people unless he come through me. Right. Right? Because they know me, the relationship they have with me, but his relationship with his people is with him, right? So I got to come through him and he got to come through me to access this network. Right. And so now, but when we collaborate, all of this is ours. You see what I'm saying? It ain't just mine no more. I'm introducing you to my folk. He introducing me to his, and now we leverage it and we doing more for our community because hey, I got a tax person over here, and what kind of business you got? Okay, hey, let me get you over here with her because she can help you do this. Yeah. And now you can send the person that she need her way. It's collaboration. I was speaking to someone earlier today, and he was telling me how he has a family member who retired, and the family member lives very well. And he said, well, when he went to ask them, like, hey, what did you do? What did you do with your money? He didn't want the uncle didn't want to tell him. Young blood, you got to figure it out. That's our problem. Knowledge is free. I don't need to charge you to tell you what you need to do. I don't need to. We have to get the knowledge and share it among each other. We all can get successful. Right. We're not in competition. There's enough money going around for all of us to eat.
The ocean is deep.
Do you hear me? And wide, right? So at the end of the day, we have to be okay with sharing information. We like to hoard information. You know what I mean? I got the knowledge. I don't know what you're doing, or I went to school. So I guess you're going to have to pay that $50,000 too to get the knowledge I got. What? You know what I mean? So it shouldn't be like that. The knowledge that you have is valuable. Share it. People need to hear that. Just because we didn't, I mean, I went to school, but just because I'm not millions of dollars in debt for going to school, don't mean that the knowledge that we have is not valuable. You have valuable information. If you teach that to your neighbor, what can we do? Right. What can we get done?
Yeah, that's crazy you said that. I want to touch on something. And a lady had reached out to me, and she was like, I want to learn how to start a business. And the thing is, and I told her like, well, I give you all the steps. Like we was texting. I'm like, look, I'm gonna give you all the steps.
Right.
Like you don't have to. Honestly, you don't have to pay me. I mean, if you want to, I gladly take the money. Right, the company will. Right, and she was like, okay, I'll think about it. And I'm like, what's there to think about? I just told you I give you the steps to start your own business. Yeah, I'll show you, from A to Z. And she was just so surprised and shocked that I was able to walk her through the process without even being on the phone with her. This was everything was through text. I sent her the whole list. This was what you need to do, A to Z, and she just followed the method. Right. So just like kind of what you're saying, just sharing the knowledge. It was just like if everybody kind of did something similar to that and they didn't have pride, like how far will we be ahead?
I think that's the key to our community. We got to share the knowledge. Listen, especially as African American women are the smartest people on the planet. And I'm not saying that because I'm an African American woman. I'm saying that because that's fact. If you look at the student loan debt, the majority of that debt, the people who graduate the most from college is African American women. We smart. We got it.
For sure.
For real, we got it. But we have to learn how to share the information. It can't just be, well, I'm going to look good and I'm going to be on top and I don't know what y'all going to do. We have to be able to share that information and give our brothers and sisters the knowledge that they need. Hey, you can't make them do it. I can give people the information about their debt, their insurances, their finances all day long. I can't make them do it. I have to give them the information. Now, it's up to them to take that information and put it into action, right?
Right.
I got the knowledge. Knowledge is great. Right. It's a whole lot of people got knowledge, but knowledge on ice is nothing.
Right.
It's action. We got to take action and move that information so that we can put that into play, right? And so that's what we need to do as a community. Our community will totally change once we start partnering with each other. The surprise of that lady was that people feel, and I hate to say this, we just feel like there's a gimmick with us. Oh man, you must want something from me, or what you talking about? Like there's always there's a gimmick. We feel like there's a gimmick or there's a catch. There's a gotcha. You trying to get over on me, so I don't wanna. You gonna one up on me, or you gonna steal my. Where did you get that from, though? Ask yourself as a person, where did you get that from? Where did you learn that every Black person was gonna steal from you? Where did you learn that unless you experienced it, unless somebody actually stole something from you, you shouldn't even have that thought. That thought shouldn't cross your mind. But because if that's what you're thinking, what you believe is what you bring into what you attract to yourself, right? So we have to change those beliefs about how we view each other. Once we change how we view each other, everything else will change. But we have to start sharing information. We got the knowledge that we need. We created Black Wall Street, y'all. We created it. We created a community where we ran the churches. We had our own bartering system. We had the banks, the grocery stores, the I mean, we was a solid community with wealth. So it's not like we don't have the tools that we need, but we're not willing to share it with each other anymore.
Yeah, that was deep. And we got to wrap up. We got 3 segments that we usually do. So for this first segment, it's drop a gem. All right.
All right, so yeah, I'll go first. I actually was thinking of one when you said something earlier just about networking and the people that you have in your circle, or the people around you, or the people you know. But it goes like it's not what you know, it's who you know, who they know. So basically, saying, you know, your networking could be, somebody I meet might lead me to an opportunity to make, whatever, or
mutual
just
friends.
For sure.
just have the opportunity to do something. So yeah, it's not what you know, it's who you know, who they know.
Okay. All right. So my gym would be, okay, so we didn't get into depth about like financial things. So I want people to understand something. It's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you're keeping. Okay? So a lot of people feel like they can't get to where they need to be financially, and they're okay. Now, if you have an income problem, there's ways to create income for yourself, right? And remember, if I'm leveraging my time, you don't want to give up more time to make more money, because you're giving up time and there's only 24 hours in a day, right? So Find a way to create something. Sell a service, create a business, sell some shoes, sell some pills or whatever is going on right now, right? There's plenty of opportunities to
Sell something.
create money.
Sell something.
So, listen, I hate to say it because I know a lot of people like, I don't like salespeople, and salespeople make the world go round. Definitely. If you ain't offering nothing, the only reason that we are able to create wealth is because people sell something. Right. They're selling something, right? And if you're not the person selling something, you're in the system that's pushing the product, right? So whatever that product is. So don't be scared to get out here and create wealth for yourself. But remember, it's not about how much money you earn, it's about how much money you're keeping. So when you look at that 20, 30, 50 rule, how much of your money are you keeping? And that should be your first step of looking at it like, man, if I don't have enough money, I need to go back and see how can I cut down my budget? How can I get my budget? Live within your means. So live within your means and then live within those means, right? So I heard Shaq say a billionaire told him like, hey, how do you could stay wealthy? I'm wealthy, you rich. Mm. He said, he said, okay, so this is your money, split it in half. Okay, so this is your half that you save. Now you need to take this number in half and you live off of half of that. Right. And this money you can save too. Yeah. Or you can invest some with this too. So it's a lot, because I know a lot of people feel like they can't retire, they can't do the things that they need to do. So those are the steps. First, if you have a 401k plan or access to one, you need to contribute to it. And you need to make sure that your job is contributing to it as well. If you have a retirement plan and your job is not contributing to it, in my personal opinion, it's not a good plan. Because that's the whole purpose of happening, right? Is that the job is putting money in it. So when I retire, I'm getting my money and their money. So if they're not contributing anything to it, you need to create a retirement plan for yourself, IRA, traditional IRA, or something to start saving and investing money, right? Start with your 401k because that's everybody's first form of saving. Everybody should have what's called a Roth IRA. If you earn under, I think it's 120,000 a year or less, you need to be contributing to a Roth IRA. Your Roth IRA grows tax free.
Tax free.
$6,000 per year.
Tax free. That means the $6,000 a year, and if you're over 50, it's $7,000. You can do a $7 at the extra additional $1,000 catch up. So make sure that you are maximizing your ways to create multiple streams of income when it comes to retirement. And these are just a few ways: your 401k, your retirement plan, your savings plan outside of your 401k, your business. Create systems for yourself that can create those streams of income.
Damn, that was a hell of a gem.
Ooh, big
Only
gem.
sell legal pharmaceuticals, by the way. Only legal pills.
Touche.
I would say if you want to become financially free, free yourself first. And then we have the healing segment. So what are some things that you all want to heal from?
Yeah, I'll go first. Just like I said last time, energy. Keep the positive energy around me. Um, like I said, I had a friend pass away not too long ago. So yeah, just make sure y'all mental is good. Make sure y'all stay in touch with y'all friends that y'all care about, and just be an open ear for them.
Yeah. Good.
Okay. That was okay. So there's a lot of mental illness going around, right? And the illness is coming from what we think and what we believe. And the my friend reminded me of this morning. Romans 1 and 2. Okay, be transformed by the renewing of your mind, right? And we as a people are under attack. And I don't mean to make this spiritual or anything like that, but you got to understand that us as a people are under attack because there's something powerful about us. And so we have to get to a place where we can learn how start your day being still. Start your morning being still. being quiet and getting in tune with your mind and really, what do you believe? If you feel like you're having any type of negative or thoughts or whatever, number one, don't be afraid to seek help if that's what you need. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to talk to anybody. All right. And number two, start affirming yourself. Write affirmations every morning. Affirm yourself. You going somewhere. If I got a goal, let's go back to the goal. I want to save $10,000 in a year. Hey, I have $10,000 in my bank account. Every morning, I have $10,000 in my bank account. Every morning, I have $10,000 in my bank account, and I'm getting closer and closer to 20,000. I mean, whatever it is, affirm yourself, right? And say it. Don't just say I will be this or I will be that. Say I am this. I am wealthy. Mm-hmm. I am successful. I am achiever. I am. Speak positivity over your life, right? Because that's what's that mentalness, the mental toughness, the mental fight, the battle is in our mind, right? It's not that we don't have the talent or the gifts to do what we need to do, but we got to fight up here. And once we win this battle, the rest is history.
There it is.
You win the battle of your mind, it's a wrap.
For me, I continue to do therapy. It's been very therapeutic and healing for me. On the communication side, just learning how to communicate the right way. So continuing to do that and going on trips. Just taking small little vacations. I was on a boat. I was doing horseback riding. I was living a dream. I'm kind of. Nah, I ain't do no fishing, not yet, but I'm working on that. I'm working on a couple different things. I'm knocking it off the bucket list, man. So just trying to conquer those invisible fears, just because I never been exposed to it. Right. I'm exposing myself to new things. Yeah, I feel like I be in a bad case sometime. Like I don't really, when I'm really out. So just trying to do more things. From there, last thing we gonna do is shout out a Black-owned business. I'm gonna shout out Basketball Hustle TV. All right, and then I'm also shout out my video guy, Dre the Creator, my financial coach and advisor, Lawanda Anderson, and the Marathon Capitalist, and that's it for me.
Okay. Black-owned business. Okay. I'm gonna shout out my girl Victoria Foster from Victory Lane Boutique. I wanna shout out I can't think of her last name. Ingrid. What's her last name? Shoot, I can't think. I'm blank. I'm blank right now.
Ingrid.
Ingrid.
I can't think of it. I'm losing blank, and I'm so sorry. I want to shout out Stephanie Hearn, virtual assistant, for her business, Black-owned business. I want to shout out Ebony Collins, Natasha Goodwin, who they both serve food and make T-shirts and design shirts and things of that nature. Who else? I know a lot of Black-owned businesses. Shoot. Soul Signature Designs, Nikki Nichelle, Nikki Williams. Great young lady. I like her a lot. She's super cool.
Shout out to everybody.
Everybody.
Shout out to everybody.
So everybody, right.
Nice. All right. Yeah, I just got one. I'm going to keep it simple. It's a YouTuber that I like. His name is Larry Jones. They call him Uncle Larry. Black YouTuber. Yeah. Okay. He give game on stocks. So follow his page and really support. Free game. Real good free game. And, that's another one in the books. I liked it. And,
Stay tuned for another one.
I already know. And just like that, we out, y'all.
That's it.